Okay, welcome to yet another episode of Live Inspired with Ishita Iyer. It's been a while since I did like an official interview like this on for like a platform like YouTube, and I think it's I owe it to the pandemic for, pushing me beyond my comfort zone and allowing me to kind of test different platforms. Um, so today's interview is very, very special for me. Reason being, um, when I started with the idea of doing a show like this, it was not just about interviewing people who are like multimillionaires, or it was not just about speaking to people from the area of health and wellness. I wanted to inspire people with real life stories. And sometimes we really get lost in weighing our success on a very materialistic level, when it comes to achieving probably 5 crores, or setting up a business and all of that. And that's important. I'm not saying that's something that's worth celebrating, but I also think success is about overcoming those emotional and mental challenges that we often go through. Success is also abundance of peace of mind. Success is also being able to overcome a very difficult time in your life. And I think we often forget to acknowledge ourselves. We often forget to thank ourselves for that. And I wanted to start the real life series with a very good friend of mine, Chetana, who is from Bangalore, and I will ask her to introduce herself. She is one of the most positive people I have come across. I mean, before we started, I was just telling her that, I've not seen her not smile. Like, I think even when she's sleeping, she's probably smiling. The way she just handles everything in her life is very, very inspiring. And I know it for a fact that, her story and the way she's able to kind of manage her life is going to inspire so many women around the world. Over to you, Chetna. Please introduce yourself, and I will ask you a few questions right after that.
First of all, thank you, Ishita, for inviting me. And this is my first official talk. In fact, I can tell you somebody is interviewing me on my life, how I took it through. To tell about myself, my story began when I was, okay, this is very close to me, so I would just want to share my story. When I was 18 years, I got married at a very young age. I didn't know what marriage was, but of course, my parents had decided to get me married, and I accepted and I got my journey. A different journey began when I was 18 years old. And after that, I think with a lot of challenges, I completed my graduation. That was my first milestone or first achievement, which I can tell after my son Shreyas had born. And post that, there was like at the age of 30, I started working when it became mandatory for me to take care of my family. And it was not like I had a career aspirations as such. I just got into a school and started working. And from then onwards, I think I just never looked back. It has been 15 years I worked in the corporate for more than in the education sector, handling different various roles, what to tell, the mentoring, coaching, client relationships, sales, marketing. So there was no as such career aspirations. My thing was just want to explore whatever the new opportunity used to come, I used to take, and been in the industry for more than 15 years. Since last 1 year, I think I started on my own. I ventured into two new things. One is my recruitment firm, and the other one is into online space. So, just a brief about myself, Ishita. It's about
Sure.
more about my professional and why I wanted to tell about my marriage was because that was there are some incidents post that which has happened which has molded me to this human being as what you're seeing today. So that's it.
Sure. Thank you. I mean, I was not aware of the fact that you took the step of completing your graduation after you got married. This was something I did not know as well. And this is very, very inspiring. And I would definitely want to take this opportunity to share this with others, that your age, your time, um, does not matter when it comes to educating or re-educating yourself, whether it's academically or non-academically. And I think this was such a brilliant message of you sharing this with us. So moving on, Chetna, can you please share with us, um, when it came to challenges in your life, um, how how were you able to deal with them earlier, and how are you able to deal with them now?
Okay. So when you asked the challenges, I was just thinking when I was 18 years old and I was not aware of this, what is challenges. So I had assumed, okay, that life is like that. So I never thought that is a challenge for me because when it comes to the first challenge, what I had to face now, if I look back, is to do my graduation. And I think I can share that story. It has a story because at the age of 18, when I rejected my subjects and I wanted to take up medicine. In fact, my husband wanted me to do medicine. So I rejected and once again reappeared the exam and started my graduation in science. I'm a science graduate, basically. So when I was in first year, I was like, it was such a challenging thing. Like during my exam time, and my son's delivery date was almost the same. And immediately after my son was delivered, and I took up the first exam. That was the chemistry lab exam, and I got 45 out of 50. These are the small winning which I wanted to share with you. So that time I never felt this as a challenge because I just wanted to study and do something. But that was the thing which was pushing me at that time. But now when I see the challenges, I mean, now when it comes, since last 1 year, there's a lot of challenges when it comes to a new journey which I have begun. So this challenges is like more of well educated, well skilled, and well knowledge. I mean, I'm just helping myself to face the challenges. I know these are the challenges which I'm going through, but now I'm preparing myself for that and just moving ahead. There are two different aspects here when I'm telling. Like there's one I didn't know that those were the challenges, but I just was going through. But now I know and I'm preparing and face it.
Wow, amazing. And so, Chetna, what, um, if I ask you, what is your definition of um, inspiration, and who or what inspires you?
Yeah, it's a straight, simple answer, my kids.
Amazing.
These are the two people I think again I would like to wherever I go I just use these two kids. One is Shreyas and second is Hema. These two kids are the inspiration for my life, are the motivation for my life, are they are my strong why I can tell you whatever I'm doing in my life. These are the two people who have pushed me and inspired me, motivated me to anything. Now also they are the only inspiration for me for what I'm doing.
Right, right. Wonderful. Chetna, has there been a life defining moment in your life that pushed you to introspect within yourself and change the way you were probably dealing with life?
Yeah. As I told you, like it was in the 2004, November 18th, is the day where the entire thing, how I looked at life, Though I was telling that I was facing whatever comes, I used to accept and move on. But that now, November 18, 2004, was the day where I still can't forget. So this was the day when my brother took my mom to an hospital where she had a general checkup. And while coming back, she met with an accident. And she was there in hospital for one day in a coma stage. And we lost her on November 18th. This incident, I think, took me years to come back, because she was the actual backbone for me, and she was the one motivating me to do the things in the way, and everything is possible. She's the one who taught me. She's the one who taught me to the people management skills. She was an excellent in handling the people, and she's the one who used to be empathetic to any person who used to come to our house, or any guest who was to if you go and ask right now, people can remember my mom for that. She was a very empathetic person, very social person, very hardworking person. And this person, when I lost, I don't know like what to tell, like it is like it took years, minimum 2 years for me to come out of that shock. The second incident was in 2005, July 2nd. That was the day when my husband decided to walk out of our life, leaving a 10-year and a 5-year-old kid with me. And that time I had not started working. And then I decided started looking life in a different way, because these were the, as I told you in the earlier question, Shreyas and Ima were the only inspiration. These were the two people who came in front of me, and I took up the charge and I started working. So two defining moments which I can tell, which completely changed my perception towards life, is November 18, 2004 and June 2nd, 2005. So that was the two important dates which I remember and
Right, right. Thank you so much for sharing such intimate details, Chetna. My next question is, do you think that the Indian society um, is changing the way they look at single mothers and the way they are able to kind of bring up their children?
Uh, to a certain extent, with my experience, I didn't face any such things which the society has impacted me, because I had a very good environment. Like I had a very good family support for me. So even when I was there, in hello. I had a very good family support and an environment which I never felt that I was a single parent and I was taking care. And when it comes to the society part, I think it depends on how you take and how you deal with those people.
Can you share how you dealt with it? Because I'm asking you this because more than the society also judging single mothers, I think a lot of them judge themselves a lot more, and put themselves down a lot more. And for a lot of women, for a lot of people, I wouldn't just say women, their entire identity and validation lies with the partner.
Yeah.
And here you are, superwoman who had to kind of just put her head down and kind of do things not just for herself but her children as well. Do you have a message for single women who probably are struggling, and maybe the way you handle yourself and your life could serve as an inspiration?
See, yeah, well, as I told you, the environment and the family support is very important. At the same time, me as an individual had that fear.
Right.
So that was holding me back. Anytime, whenever I used to go, wanted to take a new step, I used to think 10 times before that. So what if, though the surrounding, the people around me were excellent, but my belief and my holding myself to the things, I think kept me for a longer period, like in the same situation. Now, when I think I realized that that's not going to help, And of course, this all these things changes happened only when I started self educating myself and interacting with people, expressing myself that this is what I'm feeling, is this right or wrong. Then I started getting guidance. Okay, this is the right way. It's not, I am also just a human being. It's not like I should need an identity of somebody else to live myself.
Right.
So the message what I would like to share is, Ashita, uh, I know the fear would be there for a single parent because it's not our society. I don't want to tell because I was not, I did not come across any such situation. But internal fear, each and every woman would be there if they're a single parent. So only thing what they can take is take the professional help. So that is what will help them. And if not professional help, at least share to the people who can guide them. If it is the relatives or the cousins or the senior who are there, like at least they can take the suggestions to come out
Who are
of it.
non-judgmental.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm aware of the fact that a few years ago, a certain incident once again changed your life and the way um, you were looking at yourself. And I know it was a very difficult time for you. Um, could you share how you were able to overcome this painful um, incidents and, probably turn your wounds into wisdom, and what you're doing now, you know, um, with just love in your heart, adding, with the focus on adding value to the lives of others. Can you just share a little bit on that?
Yeah. Again, I think I'm good at remembering the dates, that to the incidents which have changed my life. It was 2018, July 7th. I was coming back from Pune. I just landed in the airport and I sat in the cab, and I get a call from a brother-in-law telling that Mallikarjun passed away. That's my husband. So I just didn't know what to tell, and it was more than 14 years that we were separated, and I literally started crying in the cab, and I called two important person in my life immediately to inform them. That was one was you, and the other one was Arjun, and of course I told my family members too, but I at that moment I didn't know how to react. I was just crying and I didn't know what to tell to my kids, how to express that this is the thing which has happened. And I reached home, and yeah, I think my daughter didn't know how to express herself. She was, in fact, it was like a phase, what I can tell you, like all of us were sad, but we were just also confused, okay, whether we should be sad or not.
Right. So,
And
how are you able to navigate? You know, how, did you give yourself time to grieve? How are you able to give yourself that time to overcome that phase? Because I know you did. I know you did.
so one thing what I learned, the first thing from you was that 3 days when you were there with me, uh, one is the forgiveness, and forgiving that person helps a lot, helped me a lot, in fact. And first is the person whom has hurt you, and the second is yourself. Unless and until you forgive yourself, you're not going to lead anywhere. And that guilt I was carrying all this way was feeling that, okay, somewhere I was responsible for my kids, that they did not had a father figure in their life. So that guilt, coming out of that guilt, self-love, forget about self-love. I was just living with this guilt feeling for a longer period. And it's not that it happened all of a sudden, Ishita. It took time. It took time.
Absolutely.
And if you really want to change and come shift from that phase to the next the other phase, you have to accept and do consistently do that. And yeah, I think self-love and forgiveness are the two things which has helped me. Right now, how I'm speaking, I wouldn't have spoken so confidently. And first of all, confident is the second part. I wouldn't like to share this incident also with you.
Right. Right.
So.
And the fact that what's beautiful is, Chetna, you're able to share all of this without emotionally getting disturbed, which means the healing has happened,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is beautiful, which is
Yeah.
beautiful. So, Chetna, I would like to know what's your definition of success
Mhm.
and happiness. You already shared what your definition of inspiration is.
Okay. Okay. See, for me, two definite. One is you asked about success
Success.
and happiness. See, happiness, I am happy at every moment. There is
That I'm aware.
definition. See, I'm happy with the way the life is given to me. So I don't crave, I don't think that, okay, I didn't have this in my life. I did not, I want to, I mean, I have desires, I have aspirations. But at the same time, I'm happy at this moment with whatever is there. I'm happy with my kids and the new member who has come into our family since one and a
Jane.
half, yeah, since 1.5 year. He is the luckiest, lucky charm in my life actually. And yeah, as I told you, for me, the happiness is being at the moment and enjoying every single moment with your loved ones.
And
This is the
I think this also, somehow animals have a beautiful way of showing us that,
truth.
and I can completely resonate because Simba taught me that, being in the moment, being extremely forgiving, being extremely happy, no matter what happens, letting go. And I often say that, animals are biggest teachers, so and I've honestly seen that shift in you post Jin came in your life.
Yeah.
I think there's been a beautiful shift in, after Jin came in your life. And um yeah, he's,
So
you're
they are the ones who teach us the unconditional love. They don't judge. They do. They just give us the
absolutely,
love. That's it. And fine.
absolutely. And is that the definition of success as well for you?
Success for me, of course, usually people tell that, okay, happiness, and I think one of my mentor and your friend, our friend, I think he tells about unhook happiness from money. So, right, they both are not linked. See, now for me, definition, see, being in present moment, being with my loved ones, I've been always happy at any given point of time. If there are days when there'll be ups and downs, but that doesn't hamper me much. But when it comes to success, this is for me, there are certain goals which are kept. So for me, it is like, if you have to tell, it's like it's my financial goal where I have literally failed, if I have to tell, very badly failed in managing my finances. And yeah, that is the definition. I don't want to tell it as a definition of success, but yeah, that is the, if I achieve that goal, I right now, that is my definition. At this moment, this is the definition of my success.
Brilliant.
And yeah,
And I mean, again, I would want to highlight the fact that even though there's been a failure, if I should put it that way, you're still smiling about it.
yeah. What is there? Like, see, one thing what I realized, Ishita, is I have literally failed. I have literally fallen down personally, professionally, financially. But every time I have fallen down, only thing which I decided is to get up and move forward. And as I told you, these are what inspired me is the two kids. My Shreyas and Hima are the only two people who made me to do all these things. They are not a part of this. I mean, they don't know that this is that, but that is the source which is pushing me always.
Right.
So at this moment, of course, success definition, many of them have different definition. For me, right now, what I am working on to is about the financial success.
Right. Fair
And
enough. One of my goals, if I should share, and I'm not joking when I'm saying this, is of course, the financial and all of that. But one of my goals right now is also mastering the art of making neer dosa. Because I mean, it's just, it's these little things also that give you a lot of motivation, to keep trying. I've failed miserably every time I've tried to do it.
Till now, I'm failing in that, so I just stopped. For me, that is not
But
the.
I've written that as one of my goals. Make one successful neer dosa.
Yeah, you will do it.
All right, Chetna. So wrapping up, is there something or is there a message that you would like to share with uh, people, and especially the women who could definitely look up to you?
Okay. Uh, Final message. Yeah, every human being has a potential, which everyone, most of us ignore. So the only thing is like keep on doing it consistently, and until you get it. Don't stop. If you're exhausted, do it until your work is done. I think, in fact, if I have to tell you, the single woman or the parent or anybody who is working out there, the consistency is the one thing which will help you to move forward. And taking actions every single day will help you to move forward. And wearing a smile every day on your face help you to move forward. And living in the present moment will help you to take move always to keep move forward. So I think there are so many messages what I feel.
Yes. All right.
So
Huh? Thank
yeah, yeah.
you so much for sharing your valuable time. Thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights. And they're so simple, they're so relatable, and they're so doable. Thank you for sharing your infectious smile with us. Lots of love to you. I will bring you back on the show again because trust me, you inspire me more than anyone else does.
Thank
And
you.
lots of love.
Thank you.